All right, so we're going to try it again. We have perform the row operation 1/8 R1. So one of the things that you need to notice is in matrix operations, we never divide. And so when I multiply by 1/8, it's the same thing as dividing by 8. Okay, but we just don't divide. Okay, so I want to perform the row operation 1/8 of row 1 and replace row 1 on the following matrix, which means when I look at this thing, since I'm supposed to replace row 1, that means I'm not changing rows 2 and 3. So row 2 is going to be 0, 4, 0, 5. Row 3 is going to be 0, 0, 5, 7. And then the only thing I'm changing is to take 1/8 of row 1, or divide row 1 by 8. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. 0 divided by 8 is 0. 0 divided by 8 is 0. 32 divided by 8 is 4. That's a 4. Good heavens. Is 4. Okay. So now we know, I don't know what's going on, but now we know that one. Okay. So pausing and coming back with a new one. All right. So the next one, first of all, how do I say those big words? This says the reduced row echelon form of the augmented matrix of a system of equations is given. So the reduced row echelon form of the augmented matrix of a system of equations is given. Find the solutions of the given system. So I'm going to rewrite this really quick. Okay. Oh no. All right. So I have this. I've got a 1, 0, 0, 0, and then 4/3. Okay, I've got 0, 1, 0, 0, and a -5. I've got 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2. Okay, now here's what you need to remember. What do I need to remember? We have, this is X column, this is Y column, Z column, and W column. These are my answers. So for this one, I don't have an X, I don't have a Y, I don't have a Z. All I have is a W. I have one W, and what does it equal? It equals 2. Okay. On this one, I don't have any X's, any Y's. I do have a Z. I don't have any W's. So I've got a single Z. What is it equal to? It's equal to 1. Okay. On this one, I don't have any X's, Y's, X's, Z's, or W's. I do have a Y, and it's a -5. So this answer is -5. And then what do I have up here? I have a single X with no Y's, Z's, or W's, and it's 4/3. Okay. So this is your perfect, absolute, ideal matrix. And so I know it seems extremely convoluted, and what on God's green earth are we doing here? You're taking itty bitty baby steps into matrix world. And so the last few were just showing you how to do basic steps. And now I want you to see what the relationship is. So this would be your goal. Your goal would be to have this portion set up with a diagonal of 1s and everything else be 0s. And then your answers are just down the side. So X is 4/3, Y is -5, Z is 1, and W is 2. Okay, so we're going to wait, pause. So this is along the same lines. I have the reduced row echelon form of an augmented matrix of a system of equations is given. Find the solutions. So what do I know working from the bottom? Well, working from the bottom, I notice I don't have any W's. Well, that's very sad. So let's figure out what we do know. Okay, what I do know is that this is my X column. Stop it. This is my X, Y, Z's, and W's. Okay. My next row moving upwards would have a Z equal to -9. So I know that Z beyond the shadow of a doubt is -9. Well, now I need to know what this is. Okay, so what does that say? That says that 1Y, because my X's are 0. So 1Y plus no Z's plus 5 W's is -1. So I've got Y plus 5 W's is -1. And then the top row says I've got 1 X, so I've got an X, no Y's, no Z's, plus 6 W's is 16. Okay, so here's one of those things, you've got infinitely many solutions. How do I know that off the bat? because my bottom row is zeroed out. Okay, so I can give you all of the answers. So there's not one solution because I don't know what x is. Okay, in other words, I should not have just x'd that. I was trying to exit out and I x'd it. All right, so I do know that there are infinitely many solutions. Okay, so W is going to be any real number. So W can be anything it wants to be. Do I know what Z is? Why, yes, I do. Z is -9. Okay, so we know that there's not just a single solution because I don't have a variable for, or I don't have a value for W. So my other options are infinitely many or nothing. And I know that it's infinitely many because I'm telling you it's infinitely many. All right, so now go back up to this one. I need to write that in terms of W because W can be anything. So I need to say what Y is in terms of W. So all that means in fancy words is solve for Y. So I'm going to subtract 5W from both sides. So now I know that Y is -1 minus 5W. So in this little box right here, you're going to tell me -1, oops, sorry. You're going to tell me -1, what is going on? Minus, oh Lord help me, I'm still getting the hang of this, minus 5W. So tell me what Y is. Now we're going to go in and we're going to find out what X is. Okay, so if I go through with X, well remember I need to know what X is. So solve for X. So I'm going to get X by itself. Okay, so that means I'm going to subtract 6W from both sides. So now I have X equals 16 minus 6W. So in this little box right here, I would have 16 minus 6W. So I know what X is. I can pick any W I want to and I'll know what X is. I can pick any W I want to, I'll know what Y is. Z is -9 and W is W. So now I know what that is. So now we're going to pause again. Pausing. Pause.